Hi, everyone. Welcome back to Mental Training Thursday. I'm Dr. Rachel Walker. I'm joined today by Dr. Bob Deal and Chris Thomas. This is our final week of Mental Training Thursday for the series for the academic year. And this week's topic is a recap on how mental training is your competitive edge. Before we delve into that, we do, as always, have a question from last week from a student athlete about self-care for mental health. So Chris, you can ask that.
Yeah, so when I get busy and overwhelmed, time for myself and what I need to do is the first to go. How can I keep my self-care going when times are hectic?
I just want to say that I think that is normal. I mean, when you get really busy, I think often the first thing to go is taking care of ourselves. It's very easy to fill our calendar with other things, and before you know it, it's you don't have time left for yourself. So yes, I think it's normal, and I think there are things that you can do to prioritize moments throughout your day, at the beginning of your day. So a couple of sessions ago, a couple of mental training Thursdays ago, we did an intention at the beginning of the day, starting with a mental health warm-up, just like you would mental skills warm-up for performance, for practice. You can set aside some time to do that each day. Scheduling it in advance, I mentioned that last week with the self-care. When I go for a massage, I schedule a month out and I commit to that. So I think planning, just like you would fill your day, fill your calendar with tasks or meetings or class practice, there's always a way to fit in that calendar something that you can do to take care of yourself. And it doesn't have to be hours on end. I think that's the other piece that often we get caught in, is in order to take care of myself, I need extra time or more time. And it could be a moment, it could be 30 seconds, it could be 5 minutes, it could be a mindful moment, or maybe you just step outside to go for a walk for 10 minutes. So I think it's normal, and there are things that you can do, like setting aside time and planning, just like you would prepare and plan to perform and give yourself that opportunity to compete at the elite level. You gotta use those skills and plan and prepare to take care of yourself too. So for today, we are going to talk through kind of a recap of some key takeaways for mental training. Mental training is your competitive edge. It can be the thing that separates you from other elite level athletes, and for the colleagues on the call, to increase your performance and your joy at work and in life. So I think some key things, the top 3 things that we want to hone in on are motivation. It starts with your mission. It starts with knowing your why. If you can hone in on your why, the what you're doing becomes more impactful and powerful. Emotional agility is central to resilience. That's the number 2 key point. When we think about emotional agility, it's not about pushing them away or getting rid of them. You wouldn't be human without emotion. So we want to learn how to almost embrace it and kind of roll with it and navigate through it on this journey. That will allow you to be more flexible. Just like, if you're flexible physically, your performance can be better. And then mental health is performance. That's the 3rd key takeaway. And really there, it's not about, similar to the emotional agility, it's not about, getting rid of the struggle. We all have mental health. Some days you have good days, some days not so good days. And the point there is that mental health and well-being, that's a part of being human. That is going to impact your performance no matter what. And so it's about getting ahead of it. It's about learning how to take care of yourself, building in those moments, and also how you can use your mental resiliency, your mental fortitude to help with performance, to help with mental health.
Yeah, Rachel, I really love that. And I think that's been kind of the meta theme. Everyone talks about being meta these days, but we'll go there. The meta theme to our library is stuff's going to show up, stuff that's hard, even stuff that's good that shows up that we want to welcome. Sometimes that distracts us from doing our thing and performing at our best. So how can we be with what shows up in life, come back to ourselves, and really develop that self-trust that sustains us, whether it's, mental health related or performance in our career or our sport. And so we wanted to kind of give you a mental training in a nutshell exercise today to combine some of these bigger themes that we talked about, because we really believe that mental training, it's right on par with physical training, technical training, tactical training, and just a little bit of that added in can make a huge difference in your life. So if you're ready, we'll kind of assume the position for those of you who've been watching these, for those of you who are new. Whatever makes you feel kind of comfortable in this moment and alert. That could be eyes closed or open. If your eyes are open, you can kind of soften your gaze on a point ahead of you. And we're just going to drop in initially. One of our bigger pieces is just finding an initial anchor. So I'm going to give you permission to connect with your breath, just noticing the normal, natural breath. Be shining your awareness on sounds around you. And just dropping into physically being connected to the earth below you. If it's a chair, you're standing somewhere, or lying down. And know that just taking this moment of presence, of returning to yourself, is fierce, is transformative. Just dropping in initially. And so from this anchor, we can kind of explore our mind in a cool way, but know you can always come back to the anchor that works for you to stay grounded. So I'm just going to expand our awareness briefly. Just noticing how you might be sitting, standing, or lying. Noticing what you're hearing. What you feel against your skin. If your eyes are open, what you can see. And take a quick snapshot, quick stock of what are you feeling? Any physical sensations here? Fatigue, maybe some buzzing energy. Just notice any thoughts that may be showing up. These mental suggestion box images or phrases that pop in. And so the cool thing is there's this part of you that can notice everything that you're taking in your environment. You see what you hear, touch, taste, smell, think, and feel. It's kind of like this observing self, and you can call it whatever you'd like. And in many ways, our life around us, whether we're in our sport, our career, a difficult conversation, it's how we're relating to kind of what's on the stage of our life. We're in the audience. We can kind of take that step back. So allow yourself to kind of just lean back. Your mind is a masterful storyteller. It's going to try to grab your attention. See if you can let any thoughts or feelings go, just like passing characters on stage. Again, like we've talked about, it's impossible, nearly impossible to clear the mind. The mind's not our enemy, but we want to befriend it in a way by getting a little space. So let your mind chatter away in this moment, almost like it's a radio playing in the background. So again, when distraction and noise shows up, because it will, just gently lean back and watch it play out. And let's reconnect to what really matters most. If you're watching this video, why did you choose to watch this or come here today? Something obviously that matters to you, something that's important deep down that motivates you, your why, your fire, about improving your life, sport. Just drop into your heart region and really ask you this question: what matters most for me today? And from this space, thinking about the next 24 hours, what's going to show up for you? And how do you want to show up for yourself and for others? What do you want to invest your time and energy in? And lastly, what do I need to come back to my why, to come back to myself? What do I really need? Someone to reach out to, rest or ease. Something that brings energy in, whatever that might be. Again, mental training in a nutshell. Stepping back from what shows up, gaining space, opening up to what matters most, and then visualizing how you're going to show up in your life, and what you need in that support. So know you can come back to this practice whenever you need it. You can make it a daily habit to start your day, or maybe before a particularly challenging part in your day. And just give yourself a bit of gratitude before you jump out of the practice for taking the time to train. When you're ready, if your eyes have been closed, you can open them at your own pace. We can jump back into our conversation. So that is our final mental training Thursday, at least during this block of training. We're going to take a brief pause. And, please know, for all of our super fans out there, whether you could make it live or after the fact, we appreciate you so much for joining us. And we really want to re-encourage you. If there's anything that you feel like you want help around in terms of your mental health and mental training, you can call us at PHP 303-735-7182. You can reach out. You can also check out our website. We have a library of these. We have close to 30 plus videos to kind of play around with. And we do view this as play. So really go for it. And we're going to end like we always do with a quotation. This one from John Wooden, famous basketball coach. And he says, "Make each day your masterpiece." So wishing you well with that masterpiece these weeks ahead, and go Buffs.
Go Buffs.